We're delighted to have Shamrock Rovers captain Ronan Finn with us here this evening. Ronan, well, I suppose as we're asking everyone, just how are you at the minute? It's a difficult situation that everyone's gone through.
Yeah, it is very strange. Not something that I've ever experienced or can imagine most people today will have experienced. Tough times for everybody, scary as well. I mean, you look at the newspapers, or you look at the TV, and unfortunately the amount of deaths, and then another side of it is job losses and people really maybe starting to struggle, and football is another industry that in time may struggle too.
Yeah, a lot of people are able to work from home. Others are out doing their bit, be they delivering the post or whatever. And I know there's a lot of kind of the frontline people, obviously the people working in the medical service as well. Like football is, goes into the periphery, but it's all a part of our lives. I think we maybe even appreciate football and sport a little bit more, that it isn't that distraction from what goes on. I know that's we're all kind of coming to grips with that at the minute.
Yeah, I suppose without being selfish, you would understand how important football plays a role in people's lives, whether it's us as players or whether it's just fans. Having nothing to talk about when they go to work on a Monday morning, whether they want to talk about Shamrock Rovers or whether they want to talk about the English Premier League, having no football or no sport on the TV, it makes it really it's a different way of life. And I suppose you're just speaking to people, they're just not used to it. I suppose, listen, the context that we're in, it's a very it's very strange times, and at the moment sport is just another thing that has to be put to the wayside, and make sure that we as a country, and I suppose as Europe and then globally, that we save as many lives as we can. And I suppose sport comes into that, because sporting events have to be cancelled. People have to just stay away. And I think eventually when the league comes back, who knows what way it will work, and whether it's going to be behind closed doors or whatnot. And that in itself will be strange for fans to, fans of our club not being able to go and watch us play could be strange. But listen, it's like I said, it's uncharted waters that we're in, and the sooner we get out of it, the better.
And I know a number of the squad have been entertaining us with the drills at the back and all the toilet paper. So it sounds like you have a bit of a back garden that you can play in. I think there was a gable wall, you were doing it off the back. Did you enjoy kind of doing that, and the bit of the buzz for the players to kind of do something a little bit to offer a bit of distraction to people?
Yeah, I actually done one for Shane Robinson this evening for the academy. So I've got a good sweat on from doing that, so that was interesting. That was fun. But we do actually, as a group of players, we do a Zoom. Kind of Pico does he's our gym instructor from the players' representation. So he does a class with us for like every twice, 3 times a week. So we just do that. We can have a bit of I suppose keeps the team camaraderie together, and we get a bit of stick flowing. But then we also get a bit of a workout, whether it's in people do it in the kitchen or people do it in the back garden. And Pico is very good. He's he's really talented in strength and conditioning, and he's obviously learning very well from Darren. And I know he does a little bit. It's probably he's done a bit of education behind it too, which is great. So he knows what he's talking about, and he gets a little sweat on 3 times a week, which is great. It's great to see the lads, because you do. I mean, you spend probably most of you probably see lads off your team more than you do certainly your own friends, or maybe even your other half or your family. So I suppose you get used to seeing them every day. So it's good to see. Listen, it's only over a Zoom call, but it's good to have a bit of a team bonding still.
And if you have a bit of a green space within your 2 kilometers from home, you can do a few sprints or get out for a run. I've seen a few of the players have posted a few runs up on, I think, Map My Run and things like that.
Yeah, no, I do. I have a good park fairly close to me, which would have a full size pitch on it with goals and that. So before I left Roadstone, before I left the training ground, I grabbed a bag of football. So I've lost a couple of them. So they'd be probably hit me with a fine to get them back. So no, that gets you through it. Like, I mean, I do a little bit of work as well on the side. So I've been ticking away doing that, and I have a new little girl, so she's 7 months. So that's been keeping me busy. So no, I have been kept busy. So listen, other than not training every day as a group, you do as much as you can in your own, but nothing's ever the same as getting out and training with a group. It's kind of can be mentally quite tough trying to keep running every day or trying to motivate yourself to do different things. But I suppose as a professional, you just have to do it, and hopefully, when June comes, and we'll be fit and ready to pick up where we left off.
And that's it. You say pick it up where you left off, like 5 wins from 5. It's been a great start for the season for Shamrock Rovers, and really enjoyable the wins and the goals that have come. Just how did you find those first 5 games of the season?
Yeah, it was interesting because three of the teams we played last year that caused us problems were Sligo, Bows, and Dundalk, and we played the three of them in the first 5 games. And I thought, taking 9 points from them straight away was an obvious plus from last season. But we really kind of picked up from where we finished last season, which was great. And we thought we finished the season again really well last season, and we had a really good pre-season, and we haven't added too many to the squad, which I think helps. Like, we knew each other really well, and then the managers brought in a few really good signings, but not too many. So the group is still as tight as it was, and you don't have to integrate maybe 5, 6, 7 players, which is always quite difficult. But we kind of just picked up where we left off, and I mean, the game against Bohemians, it's a couple of months ago now, but it was it was a crazy game in terms of them conditions. It's not something that we've probably ever played in before. But other than that, I think we played really good football. That the Bohemians game was a bit of a scrap in terms of the pitch and that. But since then, we played really well, and I think the Dundalk game was as good as a game as I've ever played in the league. And I think any fan or any just Barstool fan almost that wouldn't be a massive League of Ireland fan would happily admit that it was such a very entertaining game with two sets of players that try and play football the right way, and some fantastic goals, which is something that you can't really complain about from an entertainment perspective.
What's your reaction when your opponent scores a goal like Jordan Flores scored on a night like that? Do you just go, that's a great goal, we need to get back into it? What goes through your mind when someone scores a whirly like that?
I don't, because it's something that a set piece goal can always be defended. You know what I mean? So straight away you look at yourself, you try and you look at your own team, and you say, how could we have defended that better? And we definitely could have defended it better. I mean, they were lining it up for I think 45 seconds, and there was maybe just a breakdown of communication amongst us, and we were, as a group, we were trying to get someone to cover the man at the edge of the box, and it was a great ball. I think it was from Michael Duffy. It was a flat ball, and I think it was actually meant for his head. That's what I was told. But listen, it was some strike. You can only commend the strike. It was an unbelievable strike, as good as a strike you'll ever see. And from a defensive point of view, yeah, we definitely could have defended better. Like, a man free coming around the back is really bad defending, regardless of how good the goal was. But as players, we needed to defend that better.
And a game against Dundalk and Shamrock Rovers in the last 3 years has always been tight affairs. You played for both clubs, and we're talking in the week that Stephen Kenny has been named as the new Ireland manager. You played under him at Shamrock Rovers and at Dundalk, where he was really successful. How do you think he'll get on? I know you'll wish him well in the national team, but what kind of traits does he bring that you think can really help Ireland hopefully kick on for the Euros?
Yeah, no, I'm delighted for Stephen. He's just a very charismatic man. Like, he just his passion for football, and he's just Stephen's a great person. Besides football, he's a really, really nice man. And for something that element, I wish him all the best. Tactically, Stephen he loves the game. He loves it. He wants players training more than they should. He just he wants players staying out doing extra. He really pushes You know, he pushes an individual to become the best you can be. And his man management skill, for me, is his best attribute. He really makes you feel like you're potentially the best player on the pitch. You know, that's his skill. And I think as a player, I think he'll do really well. Like, as players at Ireland, I think they'll really appreciate that, and Stephen won't change. He is who he is, and he's going to listen. It's going to be a very difficult job, because the Irish national job is over the years it's been tough, and really good managers have come in and they've done well. But I mean, it's listen. You look at the squad we have. There's definitely talent there, and it's up to Stephen to try the most out of them and get us into whether it's World Cups or European competitions as a nation. And I'm sure we all wish him well. But no, I think the players will respond really well to his style. And as a fan, I think we're going to enjoy watching what he brings, because his teams, he really wants his team to play football. He really wants you to pass from the back. He wants you to be expansive, and he doesn't want you to play with any sort of fear, but he also wants you to work hard. So, listen, I think if the players buy into that, we've got a chance.
And just finally, you passed a nice landmark of 200 appearances, I think it was, for Rovers late last season. You've played over that time. You must have been asked many questions about when Rovers were going to win the FAI Cup. I presume you're not bored about answering questions, having actually won the FAI Cup last season?
And no, it was a very, very special moment. Probably the most in terms of medals. Just being the captain, the winning Shamrock Rovers team for the first time in 30 years was special, and something that I'm not going to forget very easily. And it was a fabulous day, just in terms of your family, in terms of, I just had a little girl born a couple of months before. Like, it was just, all that rolled into one. It was an exceptional day, and just for the crowd and the actual game itself, again against Dundalk, again a very entertaining game of football. Two really good sides that like try and play football the right way, and it was good because we came out on top. I thought a couple of times against Dundalk last year. Well, especially the game in Tallaght where we lost 1-0. I thought we were very good. We dominated the ball, but we lacked that killer instinct. Maybe, I don't know what it was. But in the cup final, there was a real sense of belief within the group. Maybe the fact that we'd come off a good run, or we just I don't know what it was. It was just. It was more belief than hope, where maybe earlier on in the season when we played against Dundalk, we hoped that we'd win, where I felt in the cup final we really believed we'd win. I think Dundalk, when they play against us, they understand that we probably will dominate possession, and that seems to be the way, especially in Tallaght or in the Aviva, in a big pitch. In Dundalk on a small pitch, I think they are very dangerous. In Tallaght on a big pitch, or in the Aviva on a big pitch, I'd always fancy us. And coming into the game, like I was confident, and I believed that we could win. And I thought on the day we were a better team. And I thought we deserved it. And just to see the relief on everybody's face, my face, it was great. And then the joy on my face, family, friends, and then also just the fans. You know what I mean? For the fans, to see them and the excitement and the joy that they had, and going back to the Burlington after and through the night, it was great. Some fabulous memories, and something that we need to target again. There's no doubt. There's no reason why we shouldn't be pushing for more glory. We've got a really good squad, and as I said, we started the season very well. So we've got to push on, because memories are short-lived, and all of a sudden the FAI Cup comes back around and up for grabs this year, and we've got to put our stamp on that competition.
Sounds good, Ronan. Listen, I really appreciate that. Thanks very much.
No problem, Macdara. Cheers.
So let me stop this. So
it's great, some fabulous memories, and something that we need to target again. There's no doubt. There's no reason why we shouldn't be pushing for more glory. We've got a really good squad, and as I said, we started the season very well. So we've got to push on, because memories are short-lived, and all of a sudden the FAI Cup comes back around and up for grabs this year, we've got to, we've got to put our stamp on that competition.
Sounds good, Ronan. Listen, I really appreciate that. Thanks very much.
No problem, Macdara. Cheers.